Hello, I'm Daniel Mark Brown, and this is a quick sample story from my short story collection 25 Moments, available for Amazon Kindle now. Flatline Paradise. At the age of 36, Gemma had always been hoping that her life would change. It was always a struggle for her to get out of bed in the mornings, knowing the days would go on in the same way that they had done for so many years. After all, what could she do to change things? That is what she had thought until one day at least. What could she do? Then she realised. Now she found herself in what could easily have been mistaken for paradise. She was surrounded by fields and a cloudless sky. But the sun did not dazzle. In fact, the sun was nowhere to be seen. But who looks at the sun anyway? Small children, curious as to why their teacher tells them not to look at it. That's who looks. And they soon gained their answer as well. Gemma continued on her little walk, wondering where on earth she might end up. Field after field after field. Even in the warm weather and gentle light, she couldn't help but weary of the rustic beauty of the place. Where were the farmers, she thought? Did they not have some sort of work to do in the summer months? Pondering this, she was wondering where the last house she had seen had been. But she could only recollect houses on the outskirts of her hometown, none out here. This did not bother her though. Why would it? She had made her decision and was taking control. She cursed her lack of shoes though. As romantic as it had seemed to walk on the grass barefoot, it was now becoming quite the annoyance when she would tread unaware on a stone and have the pain jolt her from her mind's peaceful wanderings. Where were her shoes though? What had she actually done with them? Not carrying them with her, would she find them again? She wished she had fetched her handbag. Then at least she could have fetched a drink along. On that note, she thought it about time to rest a little. Not too far away, the landscape became slightly hilly. She thought of how it almost looked suitable for a hobbit to have his home there. What an ideal place to stop, she thought. Making her way to this place, she grew ever more tired. Every step, it seemed, was draining her energy, and she lay down, half stumbling, onto the grass. So completely exhausted had she become, though, that she lay at an awkward angle. Her head at least was facing the sky, flat against the grass. She sighed and wondered if this had been a good idea. Looking up at the endless blue, something began to creep into her vision. She couldn't tell if it was in the sky or in her very eyes. Her body convulsed at such a disturbing thought. A cool sensation swept her face, then down her back and across her body. She tried to raise her hands, but found them to be unresponsive to her will. She tried to gasp or call out in fear, or do anything to attract help. Terror took hold, and she lay still, looking upwards, saying nothing. In this moment of terror, the grass beneath her turned into the cold wet tarmac that she had truly landed on. But it was not rain that dampened the surface. It was blood, her blood, soaking almost all of her body. So it was that there, halfway under the track she had chosen, the sirens in the distance echoed as the last sounds she would ever hear. While her last breath was released from her twisted body, her vision turned red, then black, and then death. The end.